Hello traders and welcome to a new video on Polymarket. I've talked about Polymarket in the past, but I feel like I need to do a deeper dive into it because there is so much alpha here and it really applies to every single person. Even if you're really not big into crypto, this site can really work for you. So first off, I want to say this is not sponsored in any way. I haven't even talked to the Polymarket staff. So use the platform at your own risk. At the same time, I've never had any safety issues with Polymarket. Deposit withdrawing is super easy, and it's been just very simple. Now, I did a lot of research on different prediction platforms. I looked at Callshay, I looked at Predictit, Polymarket, obviously. This one's by far the best. The other platforms just are not that good. I'm just going to be straight up here. You know, other prediction markets just struggle with liquidity, just not having enough people on it, whereas almost everyone who does prediction markets is on Polymarket. Another issue is fees. There are no fees on Polymarket, none. You could buy something at, let's say, 0.2 and sell it at 0.4 and double your money. No fees at all. On other platforms, there are fees, and the fees can really add up and, hurt your EV a little bit. So what I want to focus on today is how you can make money in this platform by focusing on something that you are very good at, okay? One thing you have to understand, though, before we get into all this is expected value. Expected value is a term that's used in sports betting. It's used in poker. It should be used, I think, all over, like every single part of the earth. There's always expected value. Expected value is super simple. It's just the probability of winning times what you're going to win minus the probability of you losing times the amount that you lose. It's as simple as that. And that calculation, that number you get is called the EV per bet. And then across a certain amount of bets or trades or whatever you want to call it, you eventually are expected to realize that EV. Okay, let's go through just a really quick example and get into it. What is expected value? And then after that, I'm going to be going into the main part of the video. So let's say that you are really, really good at predicting basketball games, which no one is because the NCAA basketball tournament in March is just crazy, March Madness. It's very unpredictable. But let's say that you think that Marquette has an 80% chance to win. Okay? What's going to happen here? Well, let's go run the odds. If you think that there's an 80% chance that Marquette wins, is this plus EV? You could probably already tell the answer just looking at that. But the answer is yes, this would be very, very plus EV. But how much so? Let's say we risk $100. If we put in, $100, and we are going to potentially make, a $35 profit. We would make 35.14. How did I get that? Super simple. It's just the potential return minus what we paid. 100, 35 minus 100. So what is the EV of this? Well, I have a very, very helpful calculator right here that will basically give us the answer to this EV. So what we want to do here, guys, is first put in our profit. What's our profit? Our profit's that 35.14. What's our risk? Our risk is 100, right? And my bankroll is currently, 44 here, so let's just keep that in. We estimate that the probability, like I said before, is about 80%. So let's go see, what's going on here. So this is very, very plus EV, but just how much and how much should we bet? So using the Kelly criterion, it tells you what is the mathematical absolute best number to bet. Okay? And not only does it tell you that, it also tells you what the EV is per bet. So if there's an 80% chance that this team wins and you're paying the odds that they have, essentially what's going to happen here is your bankroll. If you bet the Kelly criterion, your bankroll is going to increase by $3.16. Yeah, on 80% of occasions. No, my bad. Yep. Your fortune, this is your expected value. Yep, just found it. So your fortune will grow on average by about 1% on each bet. That is your expected value right here. So where it says your fortune will grow is essentially where the expected value of this play is if you are to take the Kelly criterion bet. So if we bet 23% exactly, then what's expected to happen is, for every bet that we take of this type of play, we would make 1% per bet. So that's the expected value. So essentially what we'd want to do is bet 23.08% of our capital, or around $9. So that's essentially what expected value is. And I'll be linking that free calculator as well that tells you not only what to bet through the Kelly criterion, but it also tells you the exact percent EV per bet. So here, you'd be making 1% in expected value per bet extra. Okay, so What I recommend with this, guys, is we're all good at something, right? This platform is going to reward you for being a specialist and not a generalist. You do not need to be very, very good at crypto. I mean, not really be deep into crypto or crypto trading. You just need to have insider info. You need to have insider info, or you just need to be very, very specialized at one particular thing. So let's go through some examples of something that the watcher, might be good at. So if you are really involved in sports, obviously we want to click sports and just look at all of these. Now, the two things you can do, of course, we could do arbitrage, where I buy one of these that's mispriced and then I hedge it on another platform. That's one thing you can do. But if you want to take, like, let's say plus EV bets on these markets, then we might not want to do that. We can just see all of the ones here. So if you have a very good vibe that, hey, I think that the crowd with women's March Madness winners are just completely wrong. You could click on this and you could say, I don't think South Carolina is going to win. And if you bet no for 44, you can get actually a pretty good return. If we look at this return, that would be like a $127 profit. You can see right there. $100, you would get 127, and there's no fees. Or like, let's say if we're talking about the MVP, it's likely going to be Nikola Jokic. But here's what you can do. If we bet, again, $100 at 12, we could potentially earn $733. So if Jokic somehow does not win MVP, you make $733 and only lose $100. So that's really not that bad at all. Okay. So there's always something here that can make you money. And the deposit process and withdrawal process is super, super simple. You just are using Polygon with USDC in order to do it. Okay, so let's go through a trade that I want to take right now. All right. So if we go to crypto right here and we go to ending soon, there is something that is very, very mispriced. And I don't even need to do the math to see this. What price will BTC reach in March? So this one expires from this time in about a day and a half. Because you can see it expires at the Eastern time zone. Perfect, because I'm on Eastern time zone. The last minute of the 31st of March. By my math, guys, that's a Sunday in about a day and a half. A little less, actually less than a day and a half. So let's take this trade. So I'm going to bet no. But we actually can run the math because this would be kind of a fun thing to do. So if I bet no with all of my money, $40 here, I hit max. What's going to end up happening, guys? Well, I either lose 40 or I make 20 cents. I know 20 cents isn't a lot, but I do want to do this just as an example, just to show you. So if I take this bet, with this, let's go to the Kelly criterion setup to see if there's EV in this bet. So let's say that I don't want to look at any odds. I just want to, ballpark the percent chance of me winning. We're going to do that as well. So again, what we win is either 0.2 or we lose, our stake of 40. I estimate that my probability of winning is probably 99.99. That basically means, guys, that there's about a 0.01% chance that the price of Bitcoin is going to rise $10,000 over this weekend. The actual odds of that, I think, is probably a bit lower than 0.01%. But let's just say that, we think it's about a 0.01% chance in the next 2 days that Bitcoin somehow goes to 80K when it's currently trading around 69K. So it would need to rise $11,000 in a day and a half for me to lose on this bet. Okay? So what's the EV here? I mean, it's got to be pretty good, right? Let's calculate it. So this is really cool. The Kelly criterion bet here says to bet $39. That is the mathematically proven absolute best way for me to make money. And with that, this is a very plus EV bet. What essentially this is saying is that I am going to grow my entire account by about 0.45% for each bet. That's pretty good, I would say. So given that we have these odds that I can take right here, I can buy at 99.5. My EV is expected to be plus 0.45. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that let's say that I take this bet, hypothetically 100 times. If I do it 100 times, I'm expected to grow my account by about 45% on average. Okay, so let's take this bet with the exact EV amount, and I'll take a trade on Polymarket. So if we do this with the Kelly criterion, we need to bet $39, not 40, because we're doing it by the book. So let's do that. So let's do 39. So I'm going to buy at 39, and actually my reward stays the same, which is kind of nice. So let's hit buy. It was that easy. It already bought. Yeah. So it seems like it already bought. There you go. So there's no, yeah, no fuss, no anything. Just I already bought it there. And if we scroll down, guys, we can actually just see the activity. I'm going to pop up here. That's my name. I just typed out something random, but I bought 39. No contracts, as you can see. Yeah, for that. So yeah, I'm in the market right now, and that's it. So if I hit portfolio, this will basically show, the markets that I'm in and what's going on. But yeah, like I'd said before, depositing is super simple. This is just my USDC Polygon. It took me about like 2 or 3 minutes to get it from Coinbase to go to Polygon. And then withdrawing is very simple as well. You just hit withdraw, and yeah, it's super simple. You can withdraw this to your MetaMask via Polygon. You could also just send this to Coinbase or to Binance or wherever. A lot of different platforms use USDC Polygon, so it's very simple. So all that I'm saying, guys, is find your edge. Find something that you're very good at, or find an arbitrage. But probably the best way for you to make money is just find what you're good at. For me, it's crypto. For you, it might be pop culture. We click on pop culture and we go to ending sooner. Liquidity, it's silly, stupid stuff like this, which are hilarious. But if you have insider info, or if you're just really good at this kind of thing, this can be, or science, this can be something that, you can do. So we'll be the hottest here on record. It's about a 50-50 chance, unfortunately. Yeah, the biggest markets I will say on Polymarket are politics. These definitely have the most. Politics, sports, crypto. Politics, sports, and crypto tend to be the biggest ones, unless some major event happens. Then in that case, those markets might take over. So yeah, so whatever you're good at, basically, I would recommend that you do. And of course, there's always a lot of arbitrage that you can pull off here. So yeah, there's a lot of plus EV bets that you can take on Polymarket. This, I think, really could be something you could devote a lot of time to and see a very good return. Because the fact that there's no fees, and also the fact that you could try to do latency things, like try to, maybe you're watching a sports game and you're able to react quicker than other traders, you know? So there's a lot of different things and then you make a trade while you're watching the game, There's a lot of different things that you can do here. So yeah. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that this was helpful. And yeah, definitely Polymarket is worth your time. Find something you're good at and leverage your talent. Happy trading and start predicting.